2022 just ended. It seems just like yesterday that I was sick from the virus. That's right, I started the year off not so great. I was sick and missed out a lot on the holidays, but nevertheless, the past year has been an interesting journey, and I want to show you my 12-month journey in 12 minutes. So, let's get started. Winter is not my favorite season. I don't like the snow, and I don't like the cold. In 2022, I was sick for about 5 days, and I'm very grateful for Marin to help me recover. I had a crappy job at P&G, and I was very busy the month of January and February, and it was a very stressful times. I remember having to go to work at 7 in the morning and leaving at least beyond 5:30. My family also came down to visit, and I was able to go to New York for my sister's birthday. And finally, my cousin and his nephews visited us in Virginia. With the warmer weather, things started to look better. My friends came down to visit us, and we had a great time seeing the cherry blossom in Washington, D.C. We also got to see a park and explore more Georgetown. Spring was also the time where I had to let go of my car, Chloe. I had her for about 4 years, and she's just been so good to me. I've been in so many places with her. Unfortunately, I had to donate her because of paperwork problems. My family also visited us again, and we got to spend some time in DC to visit the botanical gardens and the Washington DC Zoo. We saw a bunch of tigers, elephants, and pandas. Marin and I also explored the Luray Caverns in Virginia. It was really cool, so if you ever get the chance to go to Luray, check it out. I also visited my family in New York for my brother's birthday, as well as my stepfather's. In the month of May, I also got to travel to Italy for work for more than 2 weeks. I went to Reggio Emilia and Rome. I got to visit Rome for about a day and a half, and we just tried to do as much as we can, and we walked so much that day. It was a great experience. The food in Italy is probably the best. I had my first Michelin star and went to like 2 Michelin guide restaurants, and it was so good. Probably had the best cheesecake in Italy. Despite traveling and visiting family and having friends come over and experiencing new places in Virginia, I knew deep down that I was very unhappy. At this time, I gained a lot of weight, and I was not taking care of my body. I was not exercising. Work consumed most of my life, and I was pretty much starting to get very depressed. I think the amount of time I've been stressed has accumulated to the point where things were not looking so good. By summer, I felt very unhappy with work, and I was just getting really depressed. I started to make some changes. I started to run every day and read more whenever I can. I also took some weekend trips. We went to a few beaches in New York to visit family as well, and we went on vacation to Delaware. There's not much in Delaware, but the beach is pretty nice. I had a pretty good time there. I also took a 1-week vacation to visit Seattle and Vancouver. It was nice to go to Seattle because I got to see relatives from Ireland and Seattle, even just for a day. I haven't seen them for more than 10 years, and I've never met my cousin, and it was just good to finally meet them again, and it was a great time. I visited Pike Place. I went to the Funko Pop headquarters. Also got to see some of the beaches, and I went up the Space Needle, and yeah, that was Seattle. Oh, I'm kind of scared, man. I'm not scared of heights, but this is kind of scary. Vancouver, on the other hand, was a really good experience. The food there is phenom, and the city was really nice. It's kind of like Manhattan, but a little bit cleaner, and there's a little bit more homeless people, but it was nice because nature was really close. So we got to see Stanley Park, and they have like a beach and a pool like right next to each other. It was also during our trip in Vancouver when Marion got an official offer for a new job. I remember we were up in the mountains where she had very weak cell signal, but she was able to negotiate her offer with her new work as well as her current employer. Yeah, it was great. We were so excited for her. It would mean that we would finally get to leave the rural town of Front Royal.
Might be moving there.
Oh, to Maryland.
Yeah, to Maryland.
They're like so disappointed. They're like, yeah.
After our Vancouver trip, my friend Lloyd stayed over with us for about 2 weeks. It was great to have a friend over in Virginia because we didn't really have any friends that was close by, and eventually my other friends from New York also visited us, so that we all got to hang out and explore more of Virginia. And then we had to move to a new apartment by August. We moved to a town in Maryland, and it was a much smaller place, but it was definitely more upscale in that we have a lot of amenities, and it was definitely more expensive. So things were really starting to change by the end of the summer.
Talk to me. Tell me you're never, ever, ever
Gonna finish moving.
I also got to go to St. Louis for a work trip, and I ran into my friend Chong, who coincidentally was just working in St. Louis for that week as well. He was very busy, but we made it work. We got to hang out for one night, and went to the Gateway Arch and had a really good dinner. By fall, the stress from work was just too much, and it was affecting my health and relationship. I was mentally exhausted, and at the same time I was just gaining weight no matter what I did. I decided to eventually quit my job with the help of my friends and family support. I just had to do it. There was one key day that I will never forget that helped me decide that I needed to do a change for the better.
Day 2 of being unemployed, but I accepted an offer from Comcast, so we're gonna be working in New York.
And thankfully, I was very lucky to get a new job in New York as a network engineer, and it was very exciting. This job was just phenomenal. I love this job. It's very low stress, and my team is great, and the tech industry is just so good. Mary and I also finished paying both our cars off before the end of the year, and that was just a big accomplishment for both of us.
That's confirmed payment. Yay! I paid off my car.
With the new role, I had to work in New York, so I moved back to my parents while keeping my apartment in Maryland because I can actually live in both places given my work schedule. But it's great because now I get to spend more time with all the people that I love, my friends and family, and my girlfriend. With this job, I also get to learn new skills, something more related to coding. And I also got to travel to Montreal for a couple days. I spent Christmas in New Jersey, and I also spent a couple days in upstate New York skiing with my college friends. It was so good to see them and be able to spend time with them. And it was just a great time. We had an Airbnb and we had such a blast. I remember playing a snowball fight and just being one with nature with my friends. Watching all these videos from the past year made me realize a lot can happen within 1 year. Just a year ago, I was in a much darker place. I was working a terrible job. I was depressed, I was anxious, and I was overweight. I was not there, both physically, mentally, and emotionally. But I decided to make a change. And with the help of my friends and family, I was able to turn my life upside down. I'm in a much happier place now. I really feel like I am truly blessed, and I'm very grateful for the year, and I cannot wait for the future. So let's make 2023 a good year. See you guys.
Vlog, we're in Hawaii.
And I said, but a mistake.
Hello. Oh, Osman, how's your face? So big. The ice. Penguin. Jillian. Chris. Bildon. This is our last time walking downtown. What is that fucking? How small the people are. Talk.
Ruby, I love you.